All right, so you've just been involved in a self-defense shooting and you're wondering, what do I do with my firearm? Maybe the police are on the way, maybe there are witnesses around, maybe it's total chaos, or maybe it's dead silent. What do you do in that moment? That's what we're going to answer today. This is Attorney Andy Marcantel and Attorney Marc J. We are the attorneys for freedom. How you doing today, Mark?
Great, man. This is always a tough one, right? Because people want general advice that applies to every situation. There really isn't any such thing, right?
That's right. That's right. I mean, it depends on whether it's a good shoot or a bad shoot.
It kind of makes a difference, doesn't it? Yeah, so we don't know that. But one thing I can say is you don't want to be shot by the cops when they show up, right? So you have to imagine after a shooting, the police are on their way. They don't know what the situation is. They're going to go home. So first order of business is make sure you are not presenting a risk to the police. So definitely the last place you want that firearm is in your hand.
That's right.
Probably the second to last place you want that firearm is within the immediate grabbing area of a bad guy who may or may not be dead right now. So it depends, right? Assuming it's a good shoot, and assuming that you are not a threat, and assuming the gun is in a spot that it's safe and all this and that, I would leave the evidence where it is and don't change anything. Now, if you've had a shoot, bad guy left, now the gun's in your hand, cops are on the way, put the gun, make it safe. I would take the rounds out. I'd put the firearm down. I'd be outside with hands up, making it very clear.
As I always tell my clients, you want to look as little threat as possible when the cops show up. When they see you, they don't want to think for a second this person could be dangerous.
Yeah, and now remember, we're not big fans of talking to the police, right? At least not right there at the scene before you have a chance to talk to an attorney. Now, keep in mind, you may be the one who has to call 911. Question arises sometimes, should I call 911? What should I say? Look, it's best if you can get somebody else to call 911 so you're not making any statements. So if you can get a friend to call, and really the only thing you want to convey is there has been a shooting, here's the address, there's a person down, if that's the situation, send medical help, goodbye, click. So if you've got to make that call, that's really all you should say. You should know in advance that that 911 operator is going to ask you a whole bunch of questions. To be clear, we do not recommend that you answer those questions, right? Because general statements can be wrong in some cases and could cut off legal theories.
So if you're at your home, I mean, you just want to make sure that the gun is not in police view in your hands or grab area when they show up, and you want to make sure that it's safe, right? So this is kind of factually dependent. I've had clients in the past go and put the gun in their safe, lock the safe, and then go outside and present themselves to the officer, say if the shooting is at your house, and then immediately inform the officers where the gun is so that they can go and retrieve it. That's fine, generally speaking, but it's tough because everything's factually dependent.
Yeah, they may not even know who the shooter was. And so, look, keep your mind, if you're questioning whether you should speak or not, resolve it in favor of keeping your mouth shut. I don't know how many times I got to say the same thing over and over again. Don't talk to the cops.
Hey, you. Don't
Pay
talk
attention
to the police. All right, this has been Attorney Andy Marcantel and Attorney Marc J. We're the attorneys for freedom. Until next time, peace.